Let's talk about another NHL prospect for the 2020 NHL Draft, continuing on with our short little update series of 2020 guys before their draft years begin. Let's talk about Quinton Byfield. And yeah, Tim Stutzel video was very well received. I had a lot of very positive feedback on that. So let's go over with Byfield, who is probably my favorite prospect in the 2020 NHL Entry Draft. And he's been my favorite prospect since like 2016, 17? Seriously. I made a few videos on Byfield in the past. One of them was actually like a full calendar year ago, asking whether or not he could be first overall in 2020. But in that video, I talked about how my friends and I, in high school, it was grade 10, grade 11, we'd always go onto the computer in the mornings because we always met up in the library. We'd sit around in the round table and just talk about sports. Mostly hockey, but sports in general. And once in a while, we'd get onto the subject of the draft for the NHL, and we'd be going over guys like, oh, this guy, Rasmus Dahlin, who's gonna get drafted next year, he's really good, but the Vancouver Canucks, they got Peterson, right? That's the kind of discussion that we would have. And once in a while, we would just go into the computer, check out elite prospects, and look at the guys who would go later. Much, much later. And Quinton Byfield always stood out to us because at the time he was like a 15-year-old player who was 6'3", 200 pounds, and we all looked at that in awe. Mostly me because I'm 5'3", I'm Asian, so I'm not tall. But looking at some of these guys and how big they get so quickly, it's such a blessing to watch them play hockey on the ice, and Quinton Byfield is no exception. He's projected to go 3rd overall by hockeyprospect.com and 2nd overall by Future Considerations. In fact, I think actually Craig Button has Quinton Byfield at like 6 or something, which is actually, oh my goodness, oh that's crazy. But aside from Craig Button's opinion, there's a very common belief that Byfield is at least top 3 material in this draft, if not top 2, if not challenging Lafrenière for that one spot. Right now, the majority of rankings that I've seen, actually every single one of them, has Lafrenière at number 1, and it's a toss-up for number 2 between Lucas Raymond and Byfield, but I've seen Byfield number 2 longer. Quinton Byfield, at this moment in time, is a 6'4", 214-pound centerman playing out of the OHL. He just concluded his first year in the league as a 16-year-old born in August 2002, so he's got a really late birthday. 61 points in 64 games played. Now that's not amazing for the draft. Sure, it's great, but Cole Perfetti, who's projected to go around the 6-7 range, he actually had a much higher points per game than Byfield did, but the thing is here, Byfield took a much longer time transitioning into the OHL in a very comfortable state. Byfield wasn't amazing when he started out in the OHL right off the bat, and he actually had to work his way up, and it took him a while to actually get comfortable before he started producing at the rate that a 2nd overall worthy prospect would be expected to. Back in December, there was a range where Quinton Byfield had 14 points in 6 games, which is absolutely nuts. And after his slow start, he was able to get it back together, find his game, ended it off with just under a point per game. So Byfield, as a huge 16-year-old center in the OHL playing his rookie year, was a very solid player for the Sudbury Wolves. So Byfield is rated like this, he's getting these points. What does he play like? Quinton Byfield is like a ballerina. And that's a terrible comparison, but it's one that I think makes the most sense. Quinton Byfield, despite being huge, has such a strong level of finesse to his game that he's completely defining a new class of player for himself. You think 6'4", 214 pound, you automatically think, oh, Eric Lindros, power forward to the net, hitting guys, shoving guys off, and just forcing plays at will past the goaltender. Well, he's capable of doing that because he is big, but Byfield plays such a quick-pace game that sets guys up, and his hockey IQ is so high. He has an innate ability of finding guys and deceiving the entire enemy team into making them think that he's doing one thing, and then all of a sudden, bam, he throws a pass over to the guy that you didn't expect for an open net tap-in. Byfield has such an elite hockey IQ, and he has hands like feathers. He's absolutely crafty with the puck, and he can deke his way through anybody if he wants to. He has such a quick step, 1, 2, either way, left, right, north, south, that all of this combined is just a player who, if he was like 5'10", he would just be an incredibly shifty, Johnny Gaudreau-like player. But no, he's not 5'10", he's 6'4". So he's doing all of these crazy nifty puck maneuvering moves at high speeds with his elite skating and agility at a huge, huge size. And it's kind of why he was always touted towards being great, because Byfield has so many NHL-projectable qualities to his game that every time you watch him, you just say, damn, that guy's a great difference maker out there. That guy impacts the game in an incredible way that not everybody is capable of. Not everybody can do the things that Byfield can do, and certainly a lot of 6'4" guys aren't able to do them either. Byfield is a new breed of player. He is the combination of size, shifty mitts, skill, agility, quickness, hockey IQ, and an overall ability to succeed, all coagulated and kept together by this drive within him that wants to be the best player out there. The guy is not even 17 years old, and he's 6'4", 214 pounds. Once this guy hits the gym at an NHL level training facility, once this guy has a few more years under his belt and he's 20 coming into the NHL, or he'll be in the NHL before 20, he'll be in the NHL next season in 2020-2021, but once he develops and is taken care of by NHL staff, this guy is going to be a franchise talent. That's why I had him in the same category in my franchise generational video as Pettersson, Matthews, Eichel. This guy is that good. Quinton Byfield, ladies and gentlemen. He's really, really good. I think he's going to be a game changer in the league. I think he has 100-point potential in the NHL, and he's not even the best player in his draft. He's debatably not even the second best player in his draft, and that's so crazy. So crazy. If he was going to go last season, let's say he plays his draft year out now, he gets, I don't know, maybe like 90 points, 100 points in the 60 games that you play in the OHL, I think he could have gone first overall. And that's not a slight on Jack Hughes, that's just a testament to how good Quinton Byfield is. I really think he's that good. I don't say this often, but trust me. Hope you enjoyed this video, Social Sign 9, and bye.